Okay, you guys, I wanted to check out something comedy related and also wanted to check out somebody new. I was reminded a few days ago that this had been recommended to me, even though the first time it was recommended, I must have missed it or something because it was not in my to watch list. Well, it's in my to watch list now. There's also another one that was recommended of this comedian here. Her name is Kathleen Madigan. I don't recognize her name or her face. I don't think I've ever seen her before or heard any of her stuff. So this is going to be completely new for me. This particular bit is called Installing a Car Seat. I can't remember what the other one was that was recommended, but I'll get around to that one at some point later. I think that one might actually be shorter than this one, but this one's not too long. It's a little bit more than 5.5 minutes. So, did I say what it was about? Oh, yeah, I did. I think I did. Installing a car seat. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Here's the biggest reason I would never want to have a kid, because I will never again, on my own, or even assist on installing a car seat. I don't know how many of you have ever had to do this, but if you're gonna, here's a few helpful hints. Take the whole day off work, because that's how long it's gonna take you. Whatever your favorite alcohol is, have a bucket of it next to that minivan, because you're gonna stop and have to take drinks and reread things. If you're over the age of, I'd say 30, at some point you're going to become infuriated with Ralph Nader, because he's the one who started it all. I remember being in grade school and he was on 60 Minutes. Seatbelts, everybody must have a seatbelt, car seat.
Oh gosh, I did not know. I mean, I know his name. I recognize who he is, but I did not know. When she brought his name out in the middle of that, I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Did he have something to do with the car seats? But okay, it's something about seatbelts. Okay, one thing about seatbelts. I do agree that if you've got a minor in the car with you, you absolutely should buckle them in, car seat, seatbelt, whatever, because you're responsible for their safety. But I am not in favor of seatbelt laws for adults. I just feel like that's kind of just another sort of, big brother type thing telling you what to do. If you want to be careless with your life and drive around without a seatbelt, then whatever, do that. But I do agree with the importance of securing your children safely. Okay.
Seatbelt safety is for life. Head injuries are also for life. I have statistics. Well, maybe you do, Ralph. I'm sure you do, but so do I. There were 7 of us, Ralph. For 16 years, we rode around in the back of a station wagon completely untethered. Completely.
That is true. I get her point completely. You know what? Life was different back then. I rode around in the back of a vehicle untethered as well. Even as a baby, there was no such thing as doing like what we do today. And yeah, in the back of a station wagon, it was fun. But obviously, yes, if we'd been in a wreck, I would have been in bad shape. We all would have been. Anyway, okay, let's proceed. I do get her point, though.
And we were in accidents, a lot of them, especially if my mom was driving. Sometimes we got hit so hard, I actually flew to a better seat than I had originally secured. Who's got the window now? That's right.
That's one way to look at it.
And that was with my parents chain smoking in the car. Both of them. It was so smoky in that car. You could barely see other passengers. Seriously. The way back was like Studio 54, because the sun would hit the smoke and create patterns, and then I would draw patterns within the pattern because I didn't have an iPad. So that's what I would do to entertain myself.
You know what? It's so funny, though, because with all the technology that we have today, a lot of kids today have no idea how the older generation made it without all the technology. Let me tell you, I feel like we were much better off, in all honesty. whether or not we had seatbelts on, whatever. I feel like we were, in many ways, more uh, well grounded. This is considering, the fact of like having a decent family life. Okay, I'm not counting people who are in terrible situations, abusive situations, but I feel like we had richer lives in so many ways because of stuff like, we didn't have iPads. We had to entertain ourselves. I was my own entertainment for the longest time. Tape recorder, read along books. That was my TV because I had no TV. Anyway.
If you're a woman and you're going to install a car seat, I would highly suggest you put on a sports bra because you're going to get hot. You're going to be so hot. You're going to start inadvertently just tearing off pieces of clothing. And if you're not careful, you'll end up like I did in my sister's driveway in my regular bra, just drinking a beer, staring off into space. And the normally very friendly neighbors came home trying to talk to him. I don't know why they're being so weird. And I'm like, how you guys doing? Yeah, no, I just came home. She had twins. I gotta do 2 of these. I can't figure it out. I'm so hot. So hot. I would offer you a beer, but I only have 3 left. And I've made no progress. So
I wish this was a video, you guys. I wish I could see her. She's funny. Just her voice cracks me up, the way she does her voice inflections and her rhythm and everything.
I just found notes on the back of there's factory notes that say if you don't know how to do this, you can take it to the police department or the fire department and they'll install it for you. But unfortunately, I didn't find those notes till after I'd already started drinking. So I don't think it would be a good idea to drive 2 law enforcement and 2 car seats, and I don't even have any babies. I mean, it's just too much to explain, right? It's crazy. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking I might set her car on fire. I'll call the fire department, and then after they put the car out, I'll go,
oh, wait, this girl. She's funny. You call the fire department. Okay.
oh, hey, since you're all here, you can give me a hookup.
Yep. Put the car seat in. Help me. Meanwhile, the car's ruined.
They're a pain in the ass, too, to put kids in them, especially in winter with the coats and 70,000 buckles and the whole thing. And the one, my brother's kid, I thought was big enough to not go in a car seat. And I said, do I got to do him, too? And she's just disgusted with my lack of any parenting knowledge. She goes, 4'10", 80 pounds. What? That's Missouri state law, Kathleen. If you're 4'10" or shorter, 80 pounds or less, you're in a car seat versus a ticket from the Missouri State Highway Patrol. I go, really, 4'10"? That is excellent news because right now I'm only 5'1". The average woman, due to osteoporosis, in your life, you will have shrunk anywhere from 2 to 5 inches. I am not certain I am bad at math, but I'm pretty sure that puts me back in a car seat. I can't wait to be back in a car seat. All these nieces and nephews I have will be old enough to drive. And I'm going to do exactly what they do. I'm going to call them, say I need a ride, and then I'm going to pack a big bag full of unnecessary, unrelated items that I have to have, or there is going to be a meltdown. Then, like the 5 and 6-year-olds, I'm going to get in the van and walk on my own accord to the very back seat. And I'm just going to hop up in it like they do and wait for the great buckling. Just sit there.
Yep. That's so funny.
And I'm going to let them buckle me in. Then I'm going to let them pull away. And I'm going to wait till they drive where it's somewhere terribly inconvenient to pull over. And I'm going to start screaming from the back like they do. My buckle's too tight. I'm joking.
Oh, geez.
I dropped my wine.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I swear, you guys, if I don't stop in time and then it goes to the next one in the playlist, You know what I should probably do is take it out of the playlist before I play it. Because this is what happens. And I have lamented this issue before, but it goes to the next thing, and then it takes me a while to come back to where I was, and then by the time I get everything set up and ready again, I've kind of lost the momentum of what I want to say. But having said that, there's not a whole lot more to add to this. This is just funny, sort of, situational slash kid humor, not kid humor, but parenting humor. I would say it's kind of parenting humor because even though she's not a parent, she has experienced a lot of the frustrations that parents have to experience. And car seats they are an annoyance, but maybe at the time that I had to use car seats, it wasn't quite so difficult because today's car seats are much more advanced than they were when I had little children. I mean, and the ones I had were decent. They were fine. They were sturdy and everything, but they were just quite simple. And so I'm sitting here laughing at her, expressing her frustration, and I can identify to a degree, but at the same time, I remember that mine weren't that awful. But I have nieces I have one niece and nephews, and they came along quite a bit after I had my own kids. And so, yeah, those seats are a little bit more cumbersome to deal with. They're huge and they've got all these different buckles. Yeah, the buckles are insane. You know, something else that's kind of frustrating is when the child figures out how to unbuckle their own belt. And if they do that in the middle of driving. Fortunately, none of my kids did that. But anyway, whatever. She's pretty funny. I like her sense of humor, her sarcastic sort of, dry humor, and the visual pictures that she paints. I just was thinking of her in the driveway in her bra, sucking on beers while she's fighting with the car seats. It's so funny. She must be one of the most fun aunts ever. She's got to be. Anyway, now I feel like I want to find out more about her. I'd be curious to find out if she ever even ended up having kids after all this. I don't know when this bit came out as far as like when she originally did this. So yeah, I don't know. I was just walking into this video completely unaware of her or anything about her comedy, but she was recommended to me on a previous video that I had done, or she was re-recommended to me. It was something about female comedians. One about was reacting to someone's commentary on female comedians, and the point that he was making also, and that I've kind of noticed, is that I'm more drawn to male comedians because a lot of female comedians just aren't that funny to me. And I don't know exactly why that is. I don't know if it's just, I mean, she was hilarious. She's funny. The British woman who was talking about her weight, she was funny too. The Cummings girl, Jill Cummings, I think, she wasn't that hilarious. She was, I mean, some of her facial expressions and stuff were funny, but she wasn't that hilarious. Honestly, I don't know if I've watched any others, but I've seen some Amy Schumer, she's not. I've seen some Lily Singh or whatever, just portions of some of her stuff. She's not funny. I don't know. To me, most of the time, it just seems like men are funnier. But certainly, I'm aware that there are some unusual female comedians out there that are actually pretty funny. So, okay, well, I don't have anything else, you guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't know if I want to watch another trailer. It's getting on up there. We'll see. Okay, guys. Later.